In this video, we're going to look at these problems in section 14.1. We're going to start on page 2, where we are asked to simplify or reduce the following fractions and write answers with positive exponents only. So here we have the 4 fractions we're asked to reduce. We start with 12 over 15. Well, we know that both 12 and 15 have factors of 3, so that's 3 times 4 over 3 times 5. We can cancel the 3's and we get 4/5. 24 and 36. 24 divided by 36, that's 12 times 2 over 12 times 3. Cancel our 12's and we're left with 2/3. 2x squared yz cubed over 4x y squared z. I'm going to divide this up into a numeric part times a part where I have just the x's, times a part where I have just the y's, times a part where I have just the z's. And I can simplify by solving each of these parts and then multiplying again. 2 over 4. Divide each by 2, I get 1/2, times x squared over x is going to be x over 1, times y squared over y is 1 over y, times z cubed over z is z, not x, z squared over 1. Multiply them all together to get xz squared over 2y. Finally, we have 9a squared b cubed over 3ab. I'll do the same sort of thing here. I've got 9 over 3 times a squared over a times b cubed over b. 9 over 3 is 3. A squared over a is a. B cubed over b is b squared. Since each of these has a denominator of 1, we can just write it as 3ab squared. Moving on. For our next set of problems, we're given several rational expressions that are already in factored form, and we're asked to simplify them. Okay, so we start here with A, where we've got x times x plus 2 over x plus 2 times x plus 3. Clearly, the x plus 2's will cancel. We're left with x over x plus 3. Next, we've got 3ab times a plus 4 over 6ab times a plus 3. Well, our AB's in the numerator and denominator are going to cancel. That's no problem. And then we've got that 3 over 6, and we can divide each of them by a 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. That leaves us with an a plus 4 in the numerator. 6 divided by 3 is 2 times a plus 3 in the denominator. For C, we've got 2x squared times 2x minus 1 over x cubed times x minus 1. Well, the only part of this that we need to worry about simplifying is the x squared over x cubed, which is 1 over x. The 2, there's nothing to cancel that 2 in the denominator, so we get 2. 2x minus 1 can't be factored, so we just leave it like that. Over, we're left with that x from the x squared over x cubed, and then we multiply that by x minus 1. Finally, we've got x plus 3 times x minus 4 over x minus 3 times x plus 4. And this can't be, nothing we can do with this. This can't be canceled. There's nothing to simplify. All right. We've got one more page here. Here, we're asked to reduce each of these rational expressions to their simplest forms. And as usual, I have mislabeled some of these problems in the in my notes, but don't worry about it. The problems are the same. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor everything I can factor and then figure out what can be canceled. So the numerator is x plus y, and we can't factor anything out of that. In the denominator, though, we've got 4x times x plus y. 4x squared plus 4xy, I can factor 4x out of each of those, and I'm left with 4x times x plus y. So our x plus y in the numerator can be canceled with our x plus y in the denominator, leaving us with a 1 in the numerator and a 4x in the denominator, so that's 1 divided by 4x. For what I have labeled b here, x squared minus 6x plus 9, that is one of our perfect square trinomials. That is x minus 3 quantity squared divided by x squared minus 9 is a difference of squares. So that's x minus 3 times x plus 3. We cancel an x minus 3 from the numerator and the denominator. We're left with x minus 3 divided by x plus 3. In this next one, we've got a minus b divided by b minus a. And one way to look at this is to put a negative here and rewrite this in the numerator as b minus a. That's negative b minus a. If we apply that negative, we've got negative b plus a, which is the same as a minus b. So that's the same thing. We've got negative b minus a over b minus a. So these will cancel, leaving us with a negative 1. D, we've got a squared plus b squared over a squared minus b squared. We can factor the denominator, but we can't factor the numerator. We can't factor a sum of squares, only a difference of squares. Since we can't factor the numerator, this can't be simplified. We can leave it like this. Finally, we've got 3x squared minus 12 over 6x plus 12. So I can factor, my numerator is 3 times x squared minus 4. And my denominator is going to be 6 times x plus 2. Well, I can further factor my numerator because that is a difference of squares. That's 3 times x plus 2 times x minus 2 over 6 times x plus 2. I'll cancel my 3, which gives us a 2 in the denominator, and I'll cancel my x squareds, and I'm left with x minus 2 over 2. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, please get in touch.